today's Kimberly Quizon. Joining us live now, Kim. On a personal level, we know that your family was impacted by the storm surge and Hurricane Helene, so you know all about it.
Yeah, Walter, Jen, it's kind of a hard thing. If you live near the coast, you really know people that were impacted. My parents lost their whole entire home. My mom's made the joke that by the time this one comes, her home may be completely gone and washed away. Just trying to keep it light for everyone. But where we're standing right now, this is the second story of a home here in Bayshore Gardens of Mr. Robert Prime. But we're going to show some stuff first. This is just some of the damage that Helene brought. Now you can see just the pile of debris field right here. Want to show you this home right here. This is a single-story home next to Mr. Prine's home. That water was almost completely up to the roof with Helene. So you can imagine with Milton, they're keeping a close eye on this. We were just looking at a map with Mr. Prine here. When we were looking at the eye wall, it showed it before the 11 a.m. update that it could potentially be coming right over here.
I mean, that's what it looked like to me all day. It looks like it's coming literally straight at us. So, yeah, it's we had 8 foot of surge last time. Looks like we'll have 10 to 12 foot this time. I didn't leave last time, but I think I'm going to head out here with you guys.
Well, I want to pull up some video right now. This is video that you took as Helene was moving in. So remember, that was Helene, which was several hundreds miles away from us. Milton could be a direct impact for our area. Go ahead and talk about, you're a true born, raised Floridian, lived in Bayshore Gardens for decades, also a former Marine. Just, I guess, how do you even keep up the strength to keep going right now and help all your neighbors and yourself?
I think you just get up every day and know that this is just part of living on the water. It's part of living in Florida, and it's got to help each other out. We got to get through this, and we got to rebuild the state of Florida. And thank God we've got Governor Ron DeSantis leading the way.
I want to talk to you, too. You said the night that Helene came in, you were here. We saw the downstairs, which is severely damaged. Go ahead and just talk about just what that was like.
I think yeah, it was the first time that I really got ready for a hurricane. I put 2 foot of plywood up on the walls, and when it breached the plywood, I kind of came upstairs and just resigned myself to what had happened. And the most haunting sound you'll ever hear in your life is your furniture beating off your walls. It's a terrible, terrible sound, and you can't do anything about it. So we're all going to get through this. We're going to rebuild, and we'll get back.
For anybody who's here, because we know the mobile home park here in Bayshore Gardens, we saw lots of homes. Your home's very strong, rated for up to a Cat 5. You're a builder. What would you do to tell those people to leave? Because we saw the sheriff's office coming up here. You said that you're getting out because you want to protect your truck, yourself.
Yeah, I think if you're in a mobile home, you got to go immediately. And even if you're in a house in Bayshore Gardens and it was built recently, it's time to go. My house is built out of red iron. I mean, this is equivalent to an evacuation type building, and I'm leaving.
Thanks, Mr. Prime.
You bet.
Oh, well, guys, you heard it there. Manatee County still the evacuation zones that have been called A, B, C, manufactured homes, mobile homes. Yes, it's raining. Yes, the wind's starting to pick up a little bit. But if you can get out and get somewhere to safety, do it now, because we don't want to come and report on just what may happen afterwards. Jen, Walter, back to you. It's not just people getting their homes ready. We're out here at the Cortez Fishing Village, and there's still last-minute preparations as some of the commercial fishermen down here work to secure their boats and make sure their livelihood will be okay. Joining me now is Kent Nixon.
Yes.
Kent, you've been a commercial fisherman here in Cortez for how many years?
45 years.
We have seen a lot over the last 2 weeks. What are you expecting to see as Milton passes us?
It really depends upon where that eye goes over us. If it happens to go south of us, we're only going to get maybe 5 or 6 foot surge. But if it happens to come directly over us, 10 foot, and that's above my hand. Not good at all. We've moved a lot of our boats around to another harbor to try and protect them. I decided to stay here with one of mine. That way we have multiple locations so we won't lose them all.
Cortez Fishing Village here is really the backbone of the community when you think about not only tourism, but the fish that we get. How important is it that we get this back up and running and help fishermen no matter what we face?
We've already made up our minds. If we do get wiped out, we'll rebuild. We've already made up our minds. We hope that doesn't happen, and we hope the damage is minimal, but we're expecting it to be pretty bad. We really are. And it is. It's the lifeblood of the community. That's where all our dollars come from. It's where people, work. It's everything for us.
Can you talk about, too, I'm looking at the streets with Helene, a lot of people didn't leave Cortez. Are we seeing a different shift this time?
Oh, absolutely. The vast majority of them left already. There's one or two that decided to stay. I'm going to leave myself, and it's the first time in my life that I've ever actually left for a storm, and I think it's going to be that bad. The last storm was really bad. I think it surprised a lot of people, the flood level, even though people like myself had told them it was going to be really bad, but some of them stayed. And most of the houses got 3-4 foot of water in them. I'm sure you already know and all. But our boats are our livelihoods. That's what we're really trying to protect. Most of our gear, luckily, is still on the hill, and we haven't put it in the water for stone crab season. So that'll help us a little bit. That'll give us something to start with anyway after the storm.
Thanks, Ken. Appreciate everything that you're doing. Stay safe.
Stay safe.
Stay safe. Well, you can see down here at the Cortez Fishing Village, again, this is their livelihood. There's still a couple hours that they're going to work, protect the boats that they haven't moved. And then just from here, it's wait and see. And we're hoping that the fishing village will still be standing, that the AP Bell Fish Company will still be here. But really, we're just going to have to wait and see when dawn breaks tomorrow. The winds and the rain have been increasing as each hour passes here in Sarasota County. We're here in Gulfgate, really close to Gulfgate Drive and Bisham Road. And you can see right here, this is a creek, and the creek has started to overflow into the roadway. Now, today we saw some cars, some trucks going through. The trucks aren't having that much of a hard time going through. Some of the cars, yes, but this is an area where we will continue to keep an eye on just for the flooding threat here. Want to introduce you to a neighbor in Gulfgate, Leo here. Leo, you've lived here for about 7 years, you said. Have you ever seen this before?
Hi. Only once more I have seen it for Hurricane Debbie, but this is very unusual. And so it raises a little bit of concern because yesterday the level of the water was just a few inches, even this morning, and now it's risen up, I want to say, a good 7.5, 8 feet.
So today I know that you're in Zone B. Your house is a little higher up. Will you be kind of keeping an eye on this just to make sure that you don't need to leave the Gulfgate area?
Oh yes, I am. This is one of my indicators. I come here every couple hours and take a look when the rain recedes a little bit and check on things.
Hey, Kim, hi there. We know folks there already have their hands full. It has been such a rough couple of weeks here. Even going back to Debbie, about another month and a half. How are things tonight? What did you see today?
Well, Mark, what we're seeing right now is these wind gusts are picking up. It's still raining out here. I want to show you the neighborhood that we're off of right now, just off of Clark Road. You can see just the trees moving with the wind. And as this is happening, this area right here is in level E for evacuation, so one of the very last ones. But you have to remember, there are families that are taking shelter in their homes right now. Another one of those gusts. I'm going to go in, and I think we all need just a little bit of lightness, so we're going to go in and see how one of these families is doing this. I'm going to let Omar go in first. We're going to close the door. So this is actually the family home of my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law, Mike and Ashley Giasone. You can see they have a lot of equipment outside. My brother loves to grill. You can see just everything that they brought in to protect it from the storm, to make sure that it doesn't fly around as debris. But this family right here is just a snapshot of several of the families across the Tampa Bay area sheltering either at place at home or at a shelter. Ashley, you live here in Sarasota. You have a lot of family, Palm Harbor, beyond in Florida. This is kind of hard for all of us right now.
Yeah, I mean, grew up in Pinellas, but have called Sarasota home for 15 plus years, and our children were born here. My parents are an hour away, so we're all kind of scattered, but we're all safe and hoping it stays that way.
And then one good thing about it is with family is we all message one another. My husband's a first responder. He's at the sheriff's office locked in. Mike, you've been in Sarasota County since you were a year old. How is this storm really different? You have a lot of friends up and down the barrier islands as well.
Yeah, so this storm has definitely been more nerve-wracking than most. Irma's the only one that really comes to mind that was similar to this one. We evacuated for that one, but since then we've done some stuff to fortify the house. We put impact windows in. We've got upgraded the roof equipment, and we decided to ride this one out here. Getting back, driving through a tropical storm in Irma was a little difficult, so we decided we were going to batten the hatches and make the best of it here and ride it out.
And the good thing is we keep checking in on one another. So this is Jake and Addison, my niece and nephew here. Jake, how are you just kind of making the time go by right now with Mom and Dad?
I'm just kind of sitting with them, sitting with my sister. We talk to each other about stuff, and yeah.
How about you, Addie?
Well, we sit together, we talk to each other.
You said you were playing a lot of games too, right?
Yes, we were playing a board game earlier.
Yeah, so guys, this is just one snapshot. My family, we all know that we have families out there. We know that several of our viewers are right there with their families as well. This is something hard that we're all going through. We know that we're going to get through it all together, helping one another out no matter what kind of damage we have. But Omar and I are going to start to make our way back to our safe place. We just got the text alert just a few minutes ago that it's time to get off the roadways. We're going to do the same thing. The place that we'll be sheltering in is just about 2-3 minute drive from here, but really I think it's just important to remember that there's so many of us that are in this together, so many families together, and just keep checking in on your friends, your neighbors, and making sure that everybody is safe. Mark, back to you.
Kim, that is well put. We're so grateful for you opening up your family's home to shed a little bit of light and positivity on this, and we want to thank you too. You have so much compassion and heart in your story, so we're lucky to have you. That community's lucky to have you covering, and I know you're making a real difference.
Want to bring you back out live here to Sarasota. You can really see now these squall lines are starting to get really bad. Just some of the wind coming in. We're starting to see some of the branches coming off. Right here off of Clark Road, our area now has lost power, and we expect these winds to continue to get stronger. A lot of people in the hotel who have evacuated from other areas just seeking a safe place, but we will continue to bring you the latest. I think we're going to take a break for about an hour as some of the worst weather moves in just to protect ourselves, but Allie will have more later on today. Back to you.
That's a camera.
Let's head down.
Yeah,
Trying to work that?
Sorry
even
about
better.
that.
It's Kim in front of a
couple
camera,
minutes.
and let's see how conditions are right there. Hi, Kim. How's it going?
Hey guys, so it was pretty quiet here, but we started to feel the wind start to pick up again. So we're off of Clark Road. As you can tell, the power is out here. Want to just show you some of the things that we've seen. Some trees that have broken right now. We're also hearing several pops of transformers out in the distance. So there's also a tree right here. There's also a car parked right there. So we're trying to find out who the owner of this car is to get it down, or to move the car rather. But we lost power about an hour and a half ago, and really it was kind of crazy. The last hit that we did with you all, very windy. We were out here, we were starting to see things fly around. And really for about the last 30-40 minutes, the winds calmed down. It was almost actually kind of peaceful, very eerie out here, but you can feel the wind starting to pick back up again. Again, we're off of Clark Road, right just before I-75. Now, as far as conditions out there, I've heard that in Gulfgate, there is a home on fire there. Right now, first responders can't get there just because of the conditions still. But these are just a few of the things that we're starting to hear out here. And like Paul said, we know, so Paul said that we're more than likely in the eye of the storm. That would make sense. But just the conditions, we're waiting to go out. Probably won't do it tonight because just the winds were so heavy, so strong. We could hear so many things following. Just here on the first floor of the hotel, the wind just coming in. Actually, some of our crews from the morning show, Ryan and Matt, were on the third floor. They came down because they said the third floor, just the wind howling was just something crazy. But as for right now, we're safe. We know that power is out. I've been told by a couple of people in different parts of Sarasota they still have power. I know my brother-in-law said he still had power. But right now it is just kind of crazy to think about an hour and a half ago how strong those winds were. And right now it's starting to pick back up, but not too bad right now. Paul, back to you.